Hello, hello. I am Jenn Fontaine. I own Fontaine Photography and I am doing a client spotlight. So I had the pleasure of working with Vera a couple years ago through a personal branding photo shoot we did for her business. And recently I actually had the opportunity to work with her through her services and get my palm leaf read. And it was a mind-blowing experience. I cannot wait to share with you guys my personal experience with it and also a few other services that she offers. And I wanted to just give her a little spotlight because I think the work that she is doing right now is super important. It is so helpful for so many people and her services can be used by really anyone. So I wanted to give her a little opportunity to share about herself, her business, what she does, what a palm leaf reading is, and a few other things that she's offering that I think could be super beneficial for you. I know it was very beneficial for me. So this is Vera with Green Tara Canada, and I can't wait for you guys to watch the interview. Can you share a little bit more about yourself and what you do for work?
Yeah, I have a business in life coaching and alternative therapy. So I do alternative therapy and life coaching to people all over the world. And I also do palm leaf readings, Indian palm leaf manuscript readings, which is an ancient prediction method. Not well known yet because I was actually the first one to bring it to people and make it accessible around the world. But it is the most accurate prediction method that exists, and it's very exciting to work with them.
It is very exciting, and I cannot wait to share a little bit more about my experience with that. It was a lot of fun, really eye-opening, and just really cool. What inspired you to start doing this work?
Well, a long time ago, about 14, 15 years ago, I heard about them first in Hungary. And I actually started working for a company that had involvement with Indian palm leaf readings locally. But so at first I was extremely intrigued and I found it fascinating, but I was extremely skeptical. So I really wanted to look into it because my mind couldn't really comprehend what this was about and how this is possible. So I started talking to many people who had their palm leaf readings done, and I started talking to the palm leaf readers, to people working, like I saw behind the scene. Um, and then I got my own palm leaf reading done, which was fascinating.
Hmm.
And after that, I started researching the palm leaves because still the skeptical mind was busy.
Yeah.
So I went to India and I started researching the palm leaves. And I realized that even in the Hungarian place where like I was confronted with a lot of things that were not done properly, that was unfortunately like not the right way to go about such a huge value towards humanity. So they didn't really handle it right, and they had some shady things that they did. It wasn't completely authentic. But when I went to India, I did find authentic palm leaf readers and I did connect with them, although most of them are scam. Like most of them are trying to trick people into astrology readings or trying to like not give the information properly or not give the pujas and the remedies properly, just trying to get money, etc., etc. It's extremely hard to get an authentic palm leaf reading because 95%, I'd say 98% of the palm leaf readers in India, everywhere, are scam.
Hmm.
And around the world, unfortunately, because ever since COVID, it's been like even bigger online. So that's when I started to work with authentic palm leaf readers, and my friends knew about them, and my family knew about them, so they wanted to get palm leaf readings, and then it sort of grew out of itself. I was just motivated to help people find their authentic palm leaf readings because if there is such a thing, then they deserve to have it done the right way.
I think that's so cool. And I think so you're the first one to bring it to Canada
Internationally, yeah.
internationally. Wow, that's really cool.
Yeah.
Well, who are the people that desire these services?
Everyone, basically, whoever is at a crossroad and is looking for some kind of guidance, some kind of help, those are the main people who come and search for their palm leaves. But I meet with people from all over the world, from all paths of life, all kinds of age groups, gender, like you name it. Anyone and everyone can be interested. I really think it's an inner voice, that like an inner calling that you have. Some people are afraid to get their palm leaves read because it's like, oh, they don't want to know their future, but that's not the point of the palm leaves. The palm leaves are actually meant to give help and guidance, and they're not carved in stone. So if someone tells you there is a prediction method that will tell you what's going to happen 100%, they're lying, because there's no such thing. The palm leaves are only meant to give you help and guidance and tell you these are the potential outcomes, but you need to watch out for those things, and then you need to do this, and these are the right ways for you, and those are the power moves, and those things can get you to your highest perspective and highest way in life, and all of that. So yeah.
So I have a question that wasn't put out, but I think would be helpful.
Okay.
So I think astrology is a lot more worldly known, right? So what would be the difference between, getting astrology reading versus a palm leaf reading?
That's a very good question. Astrology, so the palm leaves, I always say, are the most accurate prediction method that exists. And since I've been working with the palm leaves for over 15 years now, I put together a theory that says there are 3 elements giving us the life that we have. So the first one is the planetary effects, based on the minute when we were born, the alignment of the planets, and that energy burned into our system, gave us certain personality traits, certain energies, put us on a path, gave us certain borders to that path. The most popular prediction method that is able to see the planetary effects is, for instance, any kind of astrology. The palm leaves were written by Maharishis who lived 2,000-3,000 years ago. They were able to channel all that information. They had access to the universal source, and they were able to channel all that information of what time you will be born, what kind of planetary effects will you be having throughout your life, and they added this to the palm leaves. So the palm leaves is able to see, or the palm leaves are able to see the planetary effects, as does astrology. The second element that gives us the life is the karmic effect, based on the past lives that we lived, the good and the bad karma, and that energy also burnt into our system, gave us certain energies, certain personality traits, put us on a path. Not a lot of prediction methods are able to see the karmic effect. As a matter of fact, the ones that are able to see it can only see bits and pieces. So some astrology methods, for instance, like Vedic astrology, is able to see bits and pieces of that karmic effect, but not the whole perspective, not the whole picture. However, the Maharishis who wrote the palm leaves did have access to that universal source that does have all the information about your past lives and your past karma and what you're carrying in this life. So the palm leaves do describe everything, like it contains all the information in one bundle, not only the planetary effects, but also the karmic effects. So that's what makes the palm leaves the most accurate prediction method that exists. However, there is a third element which gives us the life that we have, and that is the so-called free will. There is no such prediction method that is able to see the free will. So not even the astrology, not even the palm leaves, because free will depends on how much energy and how much effort we put into our lives. And through that energy and through that effort, what decisions we make. So with that, we can slightly adjust the path given to us by the karmic effect and the planetary effect. So any kind of mantra, yoga, meditation, spiritual exercises, therapy work, self-improvement work, emotional work, even healthy eating, healthy lifestyle, all these add to the free will. The more effort and more energy you put into your life, the more you might be able to change certain things to the better. So also the pujas and the remedies that the palm leaf talks about, it gives you keys to improve your life with your free will. So that being said, whenever you hear something bad or something that you don't want to happen from the palm leaves, you should put more energy and more effort to trying to prevent it from happening, because with your free will, you might be able to change it to the better. But on the other hand, if you hear something good that you do want to happen, you can't just say, okay, well, that's going to happen. because with your free will, you might be able to change it to the better. So
Mhm.
the example I always say is if you're told that you're going to get an amazing promotion in 2 months, you can't just be like, okay, well then I'm off to Hawaii, because then you might not get that promotion. So
Yeah,
you still have to put the effort and energy into it.
yeah.
So that's basically the difference between astrology and the palm leaves.
I think that's such a good kind of breakdown of what it is, because I think the power of free will, a lot of people, when they do the prediction methods, people think that, this is it and then that's it. But
Yeah,
it's kind of relieving in a sense too, when, you
absolutely.
do have something that may not be as ideal, that that you have the power in yourself to change the outcome, or even, you can't just sit on your bum and just expect.
Yeah, and
Doing
I
something
think
with
that's
no
the
work.
scary part. Yeah,
Yeah,
that's the scary part for a
exactly.
lot of people.
Yeah. So what are you able to help people achieve through like these palm leaf readings and then the different services that you offer? And why is that such an important kind of service and opportunity to provide other people?
It is very helpful to in order to help people reach their highest potential. So I find that a lot of clients who had the palm leaf readings done come back and say, oh my goodness, this is what the palm leaf recommended for me to do. And I've been starting that area and I love it. And like I'm fulfilled and so a lot of the time the palm leaf gives you keys that will be life altering, life changing, and that help you reach your highest potential. Like in most of the times, the palm leaf is going to help that person reach their highest potential. But then because of that free will element, it depends really on how you take that information. So some people are just like, oh, it's very interesting and entertaining, so I'm just going to get a palm leaf reading. But if they don't follow the guidance, or if they're like, okay, the palm leaf suggested not to go into real estate, but instead go into like photography, then they would be like, no, I'd really like to go into real estate. So then they try real estate and it might not work, or they might not even try to work on that. So it really depends on the element as the client itself, but the palm leaves are written to help reach their highest potential. And then I always do have a free follow-up session for my clients after the palm leaf reading, where we can discuss what you can do in order to work on the problematic areas in your life that you are currently facing or that the palm leaf talked about. And those clients are like really guided through, so they will reach their highest potential in the areas that they focus on. So it's just really nice to have feedback from clients who do the sessions with me, especially those are the ones that I see regularly, and they have life-changing, life-altering things, and panic attacks that have been on since they were born, and now there's no sign of them anymore, and they can travel the world and everything. So it's like people who are reaching their highest potential in their relationship or in their work or in their career. So it's just so nice to see. Whereas with the palm leaves, I also see that it's a very powerful way to work on yourself, but I don't keep in touch that much with those clients. Like there are a lot of feedbacks afterwards and say, oh, the palm leaf told me that I'm going to meet or that I'm actually I know the love of my life, or I know the person who I'm going to marry, and based on the description, I at that moment was like, I met with them 2 weeks ago, so that was like many years ago, and then they came back for their second palm leaf reading, giving me the update that, by the way, they did marry that person. They ended up marrying that person, what the palm leaf talked about, and the palm leaf told them that they're going to have a daughter, and they're going to move to wherever, and etc. And everything happened. So
Wow.
they introduced me to the husband and to the daughter, and it was just amazing. Yeah, so
Oh,
it's really nice to get these feedbacks.
yeah. So what is that is already so rewarding, but what would be like the most rewarding part, I guess, of your job?
I guess meeting a lot of new people from all over the world and all walks of life, and to really be able to help them
Mhm.
in their deepest um uh problems in their path of life, like to add to that value of their life. That's very rewarding.
Mhm. Yeah, and it was so rewarding for me to get my palm leaf read and then do the follow-up session and everything. I was so blown away.
I'm
Yeah,
so
I
happy
think
to hear
you
that.
you always have a little bit of doubts. I was fully ready
Mhm.
to like commit and believe, and but you always have those little doubts. Like, is it really, you're gonna have all this like accurate things, but I was so blown away by the accuracy of what they describe to me. So I know that you have some questions to ask me about my experience because I would love to
Yes.
hear. Do you want to
Yeah.
swap over?
Yeah. So my first question would be, like, it's good to be able to ask these questions towards like someone who actually had their palm leaf reading. So what was the main like, why did you decide to get the palm leaf reading done in the first place?
So I am someone who always likes to try to live up to their highest potential. And I think that was something that really drew me in. And I'm always looking at ways to kind of get clarity and where I'm at in my life and if I'm on the right track or, what do I have to look out for? Or, the biggest thing I guess for me was like, how can I live up to my fullest potential and what clarity do I need in order to kind of start making those moves? And it exactly gave me that.
Oh, that's so nice to
Yeah.
hear.
Yeah.
Okay.
Really.
Yeah, yeah. The next question would be, what is your biggest takeaway from the palm leaf reading or from the session or both?
Um, I was basically just mind blown once we were able to find my palm leaf. That was just so crazy. I remember getting off the call and I told my husband, I'm like, you're never gonna believe all these things that they not so much even predicted, but just so that you have that reassurance that it is accurate because they describe like parts of my life that no one would know,
Yeah.
parts of my relationship, like relationships with my daughter and my work and things that I've been thinking about and dreaming about that I haven't shared vocally with
Yeah.
anyone. So that was really crazy.
Yeah. Yeah. When the names and the thoughts come up, it's like it's
Yeah.
very, yeah.
I was like, oh my gosh, how do these people know this? But I guess my biggest takeaway was that I felt like I was on the right path, which I kind of just wanted that reassurance that like everything that I'm doing in my life right now is leading up to me reaching my potential, me reaching my goals. And I think that was the biggest takeaway is that like if I continue doing what I'm doing, I'm going to be able to hit the goals that I've set out in my life in personal, but also in professional as well.
Oh, very nice.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's so nice when you have that feedback of you're going in the right direction.
Yeah.
Not every palm leaf reading is like that. So there are some people who are like taken or told to like go into this or suggested to like change the direction. So that's why I'm saying it's not every palm leaf reading is the same. But yeah, when you really get that feedback of like, oh, I'm doing the right thing and just keep on doing and that motivation and that encouragement, it's really good.
Yeah.
Yeah. So
It
I'm
really
glad that you got that out of it.
it gave a lot of like inspiration to me as well, I think, and motivation
Hmm.
after the fact. And I think
Yeah.
everyone, especially if you're high achievers or businesswomen and people in those areas, you're always kind of thinking like, okay, well, am I doing
Yeah, the
everything
doubts.
right? Am I,
Yeah.
should I be doing something else? Should I, so there's always those like second guesses or doubting
Hmm.
yourself. So it was really nice to kind of have that reassurance.
Oh, that's so nice to hear.
Yeah.
Um, how did you feel after the palm leaf reading? Because I know it's a lot of information. It's overwhelming in the first few hours, but how did you feel afterwards?
So there was a lot of emotions going on, I think, throughout the entire process. It was like, wow, this is a lot of information. It was,
Mhm.
crazy and then like very reassuring. And I think my overall feeling afterwards was relief, I think. Relief was a big one. Inspiration and motivation to continue doing what I'm doing. I think those were the biggest feelings afterwards. Clarity as well was a big thing because there was a few things that I was thinking in my head if I should go this way or that way. And I think it gave me clarity on what I wanted to do next in my business and in my personal life. And I think that was like the biggest overall clarity is probably the biggest.
Oh, that's so nice to hear. Yeah,
Mhm.
I'm really rooting for you. It
Ah,
was so nice to like hear those things, and I'm happy that you're taking it as encouragement, and yeah, that's great to hear.
yeah, it was even like, because, not everything in there was all these, amazing things. There were some things to look out for, some things to
Yeah.
be careful of. And um, it was, I think, just helped me also bring like more awareness to like my own
Mm.
lifestyle and what I'm doing and how I'm working and how I'm living, and kind of gave me different perspective on what I should be doing differently too. So
Yeah.
it was cool in both ways, the good things and also the not so great things.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
That's good to hear. Okay, so sorry, I'm just checking here. Did you feel that the follow-up session was helpful?
Yes, I love the follow-up session. I think you need a follow-up session after your
Yeah.
leave. It is a long session to kind of go through and find it and read it and take in all that information. So I think it's really helpful that you are offering these and then offering even ongoing ones too, to kind of just debrief on everything and ask questions with how are you feeling? What did you like about the palm leaf reading? What didn't you like about the palm leaf reading? So it was helpful to kind of just get it all out of your brain and share with someone who is also there and present and can give their opinion and feedback and help guide you in what you should be doing next afterwards. Because I think without that, you would kind of just, I know for myself, when I'm overwhelmed, I'll just be like, okay, no, not.
Yeah.
So I think it helps you like work through all of those feelings that come up and help formulate a plan and what to do next. So that was really helpful. I also loved the meditation that you do. I love meditation. So it was really
Oh,
cool
very
to do, like
nice.
a guided meditation. That was a lot of fun. So yeah, I really enjoyed it.
Oh, very nice.
Yeah.
Awesome. And who would you recommend the palm leaves to?
Basically anyone. Anyone who I think wants some clarity in their life, especially, or they're in crossroads of not knowing what to do, or they're feeling maybe overwhelmed or burnt out or in more difficult situations and just maybe want some guidance or an outside perspective to kind of bring into your life to kind of formulate what you want to do next. So really, I think anyone needs that, right? No matter if you feel like you're crushing it or not crushing it. And
Mm.
I think it's always great to get like an outside perspective on your life and what has potential to happen.
Yeah, that would have been the correct question is, would you suggest the palm leaves to
Oh
anyone?
yes. Yes, I would suggest it to anyone.
Very nice.
Yeah.
Awesome. That's really good to hear.
Yeah.
Okay.
Awesome. All right. Is
Well,
there anything that you want to share more about the palm leaves or any of your other services, or anything at all?
well, about the palm leaves, so there's really like so many details to go into. I don't know what else to start off with. But if anyone is interested, then I'll be happy to help over email or an introduction call or anything like that. Um, I am also starting to work with mountain biking and life coaching molded into one locally. So I have a big passion for mountain biking, and I started working with that in mindfulness and life coaching and alternative therapy as a tool. So I am currently doing a mountain bike woman's retreat to connect with the inner divine feminine on from September 5th to the 8th in Whistler. So if anyone wants to join, then they can find the information on the website, or they can email me at info@greenterracanada.ca. But yeah, other than that, just working with clients with sessions and palm leaf readings and really trying to focus on these mountain biking adventures as well.
The mountain biking stuff is so cool. We did the coolest photo shoot. We brought your mountain bike to a lake in the mountains. It was a lot of fun.
Yeah, it was so much fun.
It was a
Yeah.
lot of fun. I think it's
Yeah.
cool that you bring in kind of different aspects of, what's helped you. And now you get to kind of help other people do that and connect with nature and themselves, and while being also surrounded in like a group of people in a great setting. It will be a lot of
Yeah.
fun. Awesome. So
Yeah, and it's also it's good to like not only do it automatically like okay we're biking, but actually have a more valuable lesson learned of what's going inside of you and what you can work to use that in the everyday life as well. So it's just a whole different perspective.
it'll be a lot of fun. You have to let me know how it goes afterwards.
Yeah, I will. Yeah, thank you.
Awesome. So where are people to find you? What is your website?
So my website is greenterracanada.ca.
Awesome.
And they can find me on Instagram or on Facebook at Green Terra Canada, or they can email me at info@greenterracanada.ca. And I'll be happy to
Awesome.
answer any questions.
And I know you got quite a wait list going for your palm leaf reading. So if anyone is on the fence, definitely reach out to you as soon as possible. I was actually telling one of my coaching clients today about it because I was having an interview with you. I'm like, oh, you should reach out. And I think she checked that you're booked out until October. So she's like, darn, I'm
I
gonna
am currently, although
have
yeah, although now there has been some, improvements with that because um like I'm hiring people to help and we'll
exciting.
be able to do more palm leaf readings. So there won't be such a long wait list anymore. But yeah, it is very exciting. Yeah.
Awesome, cool. Well, congratulations.
Thank
And
you.
I hope that lots of people go get their palm leaf read or do life coaching, or because I think what you do is so valuable and helpful, and it's helped me.
Oh, thank you, Jen. I
And
really
I
appreciate
appreciate you.
that.
I appreciate you.
Thank you so much.
No
I
worries.
appreciate you too. Thanks, Jen.